Welcome to another episode of Dr. Mel's Message. I am really excited to have a author with me today. His name is Zachary Scott Jr., and his book is His Story is My Story. And so I have had time to read the book and I'm in love with it. So I hope you enjoy getting to know this fabulous author and his book. So without further ado, let's welcome Zachary Scott Jr. and his book, His Story is My Story. Welcome. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I am doing great. So let's just jump off the bat. Tell people a little bit about you and how this you relates to your book.
Well, first of all, my the book's called His Story is My History. And so the book in itself is about me growing up with a father who was more self-indulged in his own actions, and he didn't know. I want to say that he didn't know but one way to be. And with that, it was like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to be like I am. But in the course of that, lot of there's a lot of miscues, a lot of situations happen, and a lot of things that as an adult, I look back and I say, well, there's a lot of things that shouldn't happen that happen. So with that being said, it was like, okay, as a kid, you didn't know any better because
Yeah.
you got your father, the person that's supposed to be molding you and teaching you how to do A, B, and C. And he's molding you to do X, Y, Z. I mean, how do you look up and say that it's wrong?
Right, especially as a kid. How
Yeah.
old were you when you finally realized it was wrong?
When I finally realized that it was wrong, to be honest with you, uh, I was probably 20
Okay.
because
That's hard to swallow at age 20, isn't it?
because I was actually having my first child.
Wow.
And once I had my first child, the thought process went through my mind like, how I can't teach my child the same way I was taught.
Right.
So it was just like, wow, why'd you do it?
Wow. That's
So
tough. And what I have found out over the years, I'm a retired, uh, high school principal, assistant superintendent, and I'm also, an author myself and have three girls. And I've always told my girls that when you become a parent, you'll take everything good about what I did to you and into your parenting skills. But the things you weren't happy with, you're not going to. And you're living proof of this
right,
right here and now. And you're sharing your story, which I love because you're not letting it define you, meaning your background, define who the man you are today.
exactly.
And I applaud that wholeheartedly. So, when and why did you decide to write this book? And again, his book is His Story is My Story. So,
And his story is my history.
oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I keep doing that, don't I? His story is my history.
Yes.
All righty, I got it.
I had a lot of unanswered questions. And a lot of times, like, it was a real touchy situation to even bring him up to me. Like, at times, people would say things, and I would get angry. I would get angry. I would get frustrated. I would get aggravated, you know, and it was just a lot of stuff on my heart. Like, you know, why? Why? And like I said, I had so many unanswered questions. So it was just like, it was a burden that I was carrying around with me for all these years. And finally, I felt like maybe if I just got it off my chest. But for a long time, you know, I didn't want nobody to know this my father. This was the character of my father.
Right.
I mean, certain people knew, but the world didn't. So it was just like, okay, if I just get this out, maybe I'll feel better. And
Yeah.
once I got it out, it was like now the questions that were burdens to me or things that I hear and no longer bother me anymore. Yeah, yeah, it's hard hitting. I mean, there's no fluff in it. It's straight to the point. I mean, it's like what I try to get across is to give you the mind state that he was in as best as I could from my perspective. A lot of people say, well, this, that, no, that. Your father was this way, your father was that way, your father was complicated. I don't know all that. All I can do is give it to you from my perspective, and that's what I hear. Like a lot of people would say, okay, it's very intense.
Wow. Knowing what that is, your readers have a new way of looking at things, their situation in life once they read your book. Is that a fair assumption?
I would hope so. I
Okay.
would hope that you have like I would. I know it sounds cliche, but if that book can get touch one person, make that one person feel like I'm not alone. I didn't have to go through this. I'm not the only one that had to go through this. You know, or maybe I can be a better human being or a better person, even though the chips are down in my favor and or everybody expects me to be this certain type of person. If I can, if I can get one, like I said, if I can get one person to rise above that and reach their full potential, then yeah, I feel satisfied.
That's a wonderful thing because basically what you're saying is you're broken the cycle, and that cycle does not have to continue.
It doesn't.
It can stop with you, meaning yourself, and speaking in general terms, you, the viewer, and our viewers, that it doesn't define you. You
Exactly.
defined it by your life choices. And that's
Yeah,
what he's trying to, um, in easy to read terms, I'm going to say that, uh, where it all makes sense because it is his story, my history, and it's
right.
making sense when you start getting really involved in the book. And it's a quick read. It's not like something you're going to spend 5 days reading.
Exactly.
It's a quick read. So, to my viewers, please go out and purchase this book. It's available on Amazon. Again, it is called His Story is My History by
Yes.
Zachary Scott Jr. Do you have
Yes.
any last words you'd like to leave to my viewers?
Yes. Like I said, Amazon, his story is my history. And that, like I said, once again, if this book can reach anybody and just let you know that your life is not over. I mean, you can be down and out. You can be you can be thinking that, okay, it's over, you know. It's never over. It's never over until you go into that ground. It's never over. You can always make a change, and you can always be a better person. And searching your heart and soul to be that better person.
That's truly inspiring. And I truly hope my readers get on board with this because, in a way, it's so profound about breaking the circle and not letting whatever happened to you in your history define who you are. You can break that circle. And so I love your message through this, and I wish you so much success with this book. And you have just been a pleasure to have on Dr. Mel's message. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure being on the show.